So, like you said, I work in a newspaper just down the street at that little graying building. I probably don't need to tell this group that our industry has seen some tough times. I introduce myself as a newspaper reporter these days, and sometimes a person may actually cringe when I say I work in a newspaper, or they may even tell me to bless your heart. And if you're new to the South, I assure you that it is not what you think it means. And the sweeter the old lady says, bless your heart, the deeper that knife is, way in your back. So I really think you should watch out. I got hooked on newspapers probably a while ago, but really probably mostly about 10 years ago. I was living in New York City, going to journalism school, and I met this Colombian immigrant who was seeking political asylum, and I thought it'd make a good story. So I pitched it to a local paper. And I still remember racing from my apartment in Manhattan to the corner store, and it was one of those stores with all the newspapers on the wall. And I swear to goodness that that newspaper was glowing, and I grabbed it, and I pulled it off, and I was starting to read the paper, read each page, and I thought each story was the best ever, of course, and I'm going, page 20, page 30, because newspapers were a lot thicker back then. And I'm going, and I'm panicking, actually. But then finally, on page A47, 47 pages later, there it was, my story, my byline in black and white. It was just an amazing feeling. It's hard to explain. It's kind of like one of those you complete me moments, if you know what I mean. Things have changed quite a bit since then. My dad has sat me down a few times. He tells me for a few interventions, I guess you could say, he wants me to go to law school. He tells me that none of his colleagues subscribe to the newspaper. And frankly, I get it. I really do. And there's all this dilemma, who's at fault? Some people say anybody who reads the news for free has blood on their hands. They say, well, why do you guys give away your work for free? All this is, true and whatever. But frankly, everyone is addicted to the news, and we're going to continue to read it. And I'm okay with writing it on an iPhone or an iPad, or for an iPhone and iPad. Because frankly, I just want to keep telling stories. I love stories. I think of them really as kind of like our DNA. I mean, aren't we all kind of a mix of facts and anecdotes that are strung together? These are our memories. This is our history that we are going to look back on in later days. And for me, as a journalist, I'm kind of lucky. I kind of get to cheat because I can kind of steal other people's stories. I meet all these interesting people. And I kind of get to adopt their stories. And some of the surprising ones are the best. I met Minaj this way, actually. And another story, I once interviewed this prosecutor, and we probably spoke just about 10 minutes about his case. But I stuck around his office for over an hour, and he's actually confessing to me how he hates the courtroom, how it's caused 4 failed marriages, and he's tried to leave several times, but he keeps getting pulled back. And I'm thinking, poor guy, bless his heart, tough life. And his cell phone goes off, and it's bum bum, bum 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 bum. And I kid you not, it's the Law and Order soundtrack on his cell phone. And I'm thinking I'm not feeling sorry for him anymore. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I should get a cell phone ring for The Wire, season 5. Because I don't want people feeling sorry for me. And frankly, I don't want to bless my own heart is, I think, a big part of this. Because if I were to lose my job tomorrow, it would almost be worth it for all the experiences I had, especially for the experiences I had in Haiti. I went there 3 times, the first time just a few days after the earthquake. And I want to tell you about just one story from that. I followed this local doctor from Matthews actually, to a hospital just outside of Port-au-Prince. The hospital had so many patients that they were being treated in the parking lot. There was a chapel across from the parking lot that served as the hospital morgue. It was that bad. I've never seen such strength and agony as I did at this place. And remember, there's so many people with lost arms, lost legs. This guy, Esteem Guerriere, he somehow crawled out of a 4-story building. And doctors were desperately trying to save his leg. His screams were so loud that they were literally echoing across the entire hospital. He was sweating. People were holding him down. The doctors were sweating. I didn't understand how they were doing their job. And you got to remember, there's no narcotics, there's no anesthesia, not even whiskey at this time. And he's just, reeling. Doctors went, and I hear this singing from behind me, and it's Son amor geri madula. And I turn around, and it's this woman with a 10-inch scar across her forehead. She's got a cast on her left arm, a cast on her right leg. A day before, she was literally comatose. I actually have a picture of her where she's not moving at all. And she's singing this song. And as Esteem screams louder, she sings louder. And then the next woman joins her, and she's kind of pumping her fist. And the next woman, and the next one. And soon this whole room is singing this song. Son amor geri madula, same sweet tu me melame, du sova. And I got to tell you, my singing sucks, but it was one of the most incredible moments of my life. Chills are going down my spine. I actually was smart enough to catch a little bit of it on video, and you can see the camera shaking up and down. I'm just so thankful to this day, and I always will, that I experienced that moment. I got to share it a little bit. Now, to finish off, us journalists, I think we talk so much about our demise that we forget about how cool our jobs can really be. They used to make movies about journalists, Hunter S. Thompson, Woodward and Bernstein, those cool days. Now they make movies about kind of Facebook and the computer geeks. And it bugs me, They've kind of taken our place as the cool nerds, if you know what I mean. But I do rest assured a little bit that, someone's got to tell their story too. Someone's got to say, hey, look what they're doing. Someone's got to write the book. Someone's got to write the screenplay. And oftentimes that's a journalist. Thank you.